Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, if you're new to the channel, we're in the downtown Cato, Paphos, Harbour and Promenade area. If you're not, well, you know exactly where we are. Absolute paradise. And the sun, well, it's beaming down. As you can see, there's workmen busily working away, and they're doing slight improvements and those kind of things to where the cones and the cobblestones were wearing away. And as time goes on, we're going to go on foot and go up and down the Paphos Promenade and show you exactly what's going on. And of course, we will be storming the Cato Paphos Harbour as usual once or twice a week, just to let you know exactly what is going on. So where are we going? Well, we're going to go up towards the Tomb of the Kings area. Why are we going there? Very, very simple. We're going to go and see a chappie who apparently has had an altercation with another car. So we're going to go and have a look at his car, give him a price, and then hopefully steal his car a bit later, and you never know, have a good rummage around in his wallet or his pocket in a few days' time. So this road here, if you're curious to know what it is, this road's, well, on top of all the potholes that are on it, it's also the road that's got an awful lot of estate agents on it, a lot of property sellers, a lot of real estate agents if you're from America, isn't it? So if you're looking for that perfect apartment, villa, whatever it might be, this probably is the street to come to. And if you don't find a property that you like, keep going a bit further and you can mosey on down on the Paphos Skywalk. And after you've done that and you're feeling a little bit peckish, a little bit thirsty, well, keep going a bit further and you're going to end up in the downtown Cato Paphos Mall, which according to the comments this morning, which okay, this will be tomorrow, but that's where Paula Roderick has gone. Yes, you've heard your name. She's sitting on the breakfast cruise bench and she's hanging out with Mr. Doug. Yes, Mr. Doug, still looking for those ideas for his novel, his murder mystery suspense novel that he's going to base in downtown Paphos on the island of love known as Cyprus. He's looking for someone to murder, and apparently the murder weapon is going to be the empty bottle of rum on a Saturday night. And he's going to mosey on down to Paphos, find Mr. Paul, smack me round the back of the head, and that's it. Run off with Miss Oching at a booth, and apparently go and spend all my money. But the problem is, I haven't got any. On that note, if you'd like to help the channel grow, why not click through to our About page, where of course you can consider to buy us a coffee or two, and we promise to convert that into liquid coffee in the mornings to wake us up. And of course, as the day goes on, we'll pop it in the tank and we'll get some benzene, and of course we'll take you with us on our little escapades, on our little capers, on our little travels, shall we say. There we are. We'll let these people go. Seem a bit confused. They're obviously not locals. And well, what can I say? If you are going to cross a zebra crossing, by the way, please act like them. Do not assume that because the little green man tells you to walk that you can, because the locals, those are the people who have a cigarette in one hand, a frappe in the other, not looking where they're going, adjusting their flip-flops. The locals, you know who I'm talking about, do not like to stop for any reason. Whether the traffic lights are on red, green or amber, they do not like to stop. So, if you see a red light, please treat it with caution. Or should we say, it means that possibly you may have to stop. And if you drive around or walk around with that in your mind, you will be safe. You've got to understand that on the island of love, there's an awful lot of sun, and that sun does things to your brain. And when you arrive, guess what? It'll do things to your brain as well. All you want to do is hang out in the mall, perhaps go and sit on a beach, or knock back one of the big Nigel Big Guns cocktails. That's all you want to do. Anyway, oh so sweet. Knock back, get your jumper onto the memory foam cushion. Nigel, knock back a little bit more of the old Nigel Big Guns, the gent sour. Dayman, if you're watching, go and pour yourself a Dayman special. And of course, if your name is Miss Justine, go and have a bit of the tonic. And, well, tell Andy to bugger off to bed. And who knows what he does in there, eh? Who knows when he says he's off for those 40 winks. Got to be careful how you write that word, by the way. Anyway, Where are we? Tomb of the Kings roundabout. If you would go left, that's where you would go. Straight into the Tomb of the Kings area. What are these people doing? No idea, have they? Absolutely no idea. There you go. She just thought she'd pull out in front of me and go and chat to her Gumbaru over there. See what I'm talking about? The traffic laws in Cyprus. You cannot use logic. You cannot use common sense. That's the entrance, by the way, to the Tomb of the Kings archaeological site. And that's where you cross the palm with €2.50 and you get to mosey on down in there and, well, look at some relics and some ruins and some mosaics and all those sorts of bits and bobs. Not really the kind of thing that I'm into, but I understand a lot of people are. Mr. Mart, he wants to go there, and I've no doubt he's going to take his partner in crime, Miss Andrea, and they're going to mosey on down in there, have a mosey around, and then pop out and take a left and go to KFC, or take a right and go to McDonald's on the way back to the harbour. And like I said, here we go. Here's the two Gumbarus that are blocking off the road because they're having a bit of a chat, and they don't think there's anything wrong with it. There we go. See, and now apparently it's my fault because she wants to go that way. But there you go. What can you say? This is Cyprus. How do they say it? Cyprus. There we are. Cigar. And we're not talking about having a cigar. Take it easy. There you go. There we are. That's the rant over. That's it. Right. Let's keep going along the Tomb of the Kings Avenue. Back to normal, back to reality. And I warn you now, again, another bit of a rant coming on now, by the way. If you're on this road and if you're in a car, if you've stolen it, if you've hired it, if you've borrowed it, stick to the speed limits, because I promise you, the boys in blue, the Gumbarus, are waiting quite simply for you. And they always look grumpy, and again, they've got a cigarette in one hand and a frappe in the other hand, but when they catch you, oh my God, they start to celebrate. They start to chuchka up and down the highway, and they start clapping and hitting the like button, and they often even buy us a coffee. So don't forget, keep to the speed limits, because the island of love is where you should come and have a great time and chill out and go back with a suntan. But don't go back with, well, should we say, a debit on your credit card, that's for sure. Unless, of course, you are Lord Nigel, because he's going to pop into a certain shop on the promenade, and I'm pretty sure that his little plastic friend is going to take one hell of a battering, that's for sure. Anyway, talking about Gumbarus in blue, on the other side of the road, there are two of them leaning in the back of a Ford Mondeo with the hood up to keep them out of the sun, and they are waiting for you. In fact, we'll go to the roundabout up here and we'll do a little bit of a turn round and we'll show you what they're up to, because they are simply waiting for you. So where are we? Tomb of the Kings Avenue, that's where we are, and we're moseying on down, and just up here, by the way, on the left hand side is the Capital Coast Resort. That's what it actually is. And Craig, if you're watching, that's where you were hanging out, so you told us, and just up the road is where you resided, wasn't it? Now, who's on the breakfast crew? Vivian, have you served the tea? Have you made all those cupcakes? And are you serving the biscuits? Because let's have a look who's in town. Mr. Allen, yep, he's on his little machine. He doesn't need a seat, you see, because he's very clever. He's got himself one of those treadmill things to keep himself fit, and I might be joining him on there actually. But don't forget to get your cupcake today, Mr. Allen, don't forget. Mr. Paul Roberts, he's on the sofa, and of course he's brought Nicole all the way from Crete, and now they're living in downtown Manchester. So she's busily watching the sunshine in Paphos and thinking, it's very similar to Crete. It is, very similar. One of these days, I promise you, I'll pop over to Crete, get a nice big fast car, and we'll outrun the Cretan driver, shall we say. Now, at these traffic lights, they're red, so we're going to stop because we are civilised British people, you see. The guy next door to me, you can't see him, but he's swigging on a bottle of wine. That's what he's doing. There we are. Have a look at that. You see, he's having a good swig on a bottle of wine, and I think he's now just spotted the police car that's parked up just over yonder. Now, what that police car is doing, I don't know, but I think it's number plate recognising to see who's at fault and warning the police car that's that little bit parked up further yonder. Or perhaps this one's popped in there for a frappe. He may have done. Anyway, Lidl, that's coming up. That's on our left hand side. So if you are in the Tomb of the Kings area or somewhere around here and you want to go and get some nice Coca-Cola and lemon sweets, that's where you pop in. Now, here you go. This is what I was telling you about. Here's the two Gumbarus, and they've got the hood up on the car to protect them from the sun, and they're looking very, very grumpy indeed, because somebody is tipping everybody off and they're not getting to pull you over. And of course they're not getting to judge you down and celebrate. And on top of that, they're not getting to buy me coffees. So that's the negative side. Anyway, here we go. So we're heading back towards, I mean, we're on Tomb of the Kings Avenue now, if you understand me. But of course this is just, well, barren. A couple of hotels and bits and bobs, and that's about it. But as we get further to the roundabout, that's when all the shops and all the restaurants start. And there's a chappie the other day, and I truly apologise that I cannot remember your name. There's just too much going on in my brain. I'm not even sure if you left your name, but apparently you're staying in the Kissos Hotel in June, and you come in with your family, and there's 3 or 4 of you definitely, and you don't want to have to walk too far to go and get your lunch and your dinner, because you're only on breakfast. So, as I said to you, come out of the front entrance of the Kissos Hotel and take a right 20 feet, take a right, and guess what? This is where you are. See? And you've got a KFC just over there, and probably if you pop in there, you're going to find Miss Andrea and Mr. Mart planning their next route on their YouTube channel in and around the Norfolk area. We're not going to stop because it's only a red light, so don't worry. Kissos Hotel, by the way, just at those lights down to the right. And here you go. Restaurant after restaurant, bar after bar, and it goes on and on and on. And if you keep going a bit further, there's a McDonald's coming up on the right hand side, and if you keep going a bit further on the left hand side, you're going to come to the Paphos Mall. And at that roundabout, which is the Paphos Mall roundabout, if you were to take a left and walk for about, what, 15-20 minutes, you get into the old town. But I wouldn't bother, it's hot in June. What I would do is take a right and walk down to the Cato Paphos Harbour and Promenade, and I'm pretty sure you're going to find 1 or 2 of our family members down there. If you walk around and say, hello, Marika and me, I'm pretty sure there will be 1 or 2, because believe it or not, and we are shocked, we are stunned, there are now 1,500 members in the family, and every day it appears that it's growing by 2 or 3, and we are shocked and humbled, and we thank you from the bottom of our 2 hearts, and we truly mean that sincerely. On your left hand side, the 3 Little Pigs, and that's opening up next week. So if you're in this area and you want like a gyros, like a pork kebab, a chicken kebab, that kind of thing, I'm not being funny, that's the best place to go. It really is. And the guy who owns it and all the staff in there are superstars amongst superstars, and we are going to go and make a special video, because we go there and he asked us what we did one day, and I told him he just got his phone out and just subscribed. He said, I like this kind of thing. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, we'll come and make a video. And he said, well, I'm closing for that winter season because we're going to do this and we're going to do that, but when we reopen, when you come back, come in, have a free meal, make a video for me. So we will. We're not too bothered about the free meal, if you understand me, but if you'll give us a free meal, wonderful, thank you very much. So where are we? Paphos Mall roundabout. I tell you what, we'll turn back and take you down for a treat. We'll take you down to the most beautiful place in the whole of Paphos, and that place is the Paphos Promenade and Harbour area, or as it's called, Cato Paphos, 1 kilometre. So here we go. Now, who's back on that sofa? Let's have a quick look. Sally Bryars, she's sitting there. Maybe Bratchey's buggered off because he's off to buy a sofa. He's a clever man. He understands if he wanted to keep on the right side of her, do as he's told. Otherwise, well, he was sleeping outside in the car park, yes, and it's cold out there. So be a clever boy, Matt. Go and buy that special sofa that Miss Sally wants, and after that, nip down to the travel agents or get on the internet and book that special holiday as well. Otherwise, well, you're sleeping out in the car park. Very simple. There we are. There's some clever men in the world and there's some stupid men in the world, and I think Mr. Matt is a clever one. Now, back to the Andrea and Mart YouTube channel. Please go and have a look at it. Look in the YouTube search bar, Andrea and Mart, and they drive around Norfolk, and I think they're really interesting, I really do. And if you give them a little bit of time, I I think they're going to become, well, I think they're going to be superstars. That's what I think. Mart has got a phenomenal knowledge, and I mean a phenomenal knowledge of the area. And Miss Andrea comments about her accent, but I think it's a nice accent. I really, really do. And I think lots of people will come on board and listen to her chirruping away, and she, well, pipes up with some totally useless pieces of information like me, but at the same time it's entertaining and it's funny. And they are superstars amongst superstars, and they love each other very, very much. Been together for many, 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 many years. So go and have a look. It doesn't cost you a single penny, and when you get there, hit the like, click subscribe, and just leave a nice little comment, give them some encouragement. And you never know, one day they may have many, 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 many subscribers. We'll give Maria a toot. That's the lady there that's in charge of all of the electric trike rentals in the downtown Cato Paphos Harbour area. So if you want to rent one of those to go whizzing around, that's where you'd go. And cross a palm with a bit of silver, and guess what? You get a free helmet, and you'll be whizzing around downtown Cato Paphos and the harbour area, and you're going to have a great, great holiday. I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, click subscribe. Why not come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter insanity? If you're curious to know where we are, the downtown Cato Paphos Harbour area. Let's take a left here and show you that it's all, well, coned off and closed off. But don't worry, as it gets better and better, we'll dismount and go for a mosey on down, should we say. There you go. See, as promised, a spectacular view straight out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. Thanks for watching.